Hello. In this video demonstration, I will be showing how to manually add and update rule documentation. Rule documentation is maintained in the Administration System Rule Documentation panel. When FireMon normalizes a device configuration, contents that are in the remark, comment, or description field are normalized as comments. The exact field changes between different devices and OS versions. The automatic rule documentation process looks at what we pick up in comments, and then each regex is run against that to look for matches to capture. When we view the resulting security policy in FireMon, the comments should have all of the text descriptions for that rule, and the documentation fields like owner and justification are pieces we were able to capture out of those comments using the regex expressions. FireMon ships with a number of existing rule documentation fields. Rule documentation allows the customer to add custom fields to their device comment fields that can be ingested during normalization of a device. To add an additional field, click on Create. Fill in the required and optional fields, name, description, selected display type, and matching pattern. Input types for selected display are string, string array, Boolean, integer, or date. For this demonstration, we're going to use a field called test that has been previously created and modify it. First, we have to edit the field. Then we can change the values. We're going to shorten the description. Shorten the pattern to TST colon. Click on status. Make sure include in filters is set and then save. Rule has now been modified and enabled so it can be ingested and used in manual rule updates. It is possible to manually change or clear these rule documentation fields in your security rules. This can be done to a single security rule or in bulk. Changes to the rule documentation content is done using the Security Manager application. First, we switch to Security Manager, then access the Update Rule Doc menu from the Security Manager, Policy, Security Rules, Action menu. Clicking on Update Rule Doc. Here you can see the rule documentation fields plus the new one we created called Test. For this demonstration, I am going to update rule documentation for all security rules for a specific location. I have two locations identified as Chicago and Dallas. These are device groups that have been set up with devices that logically belong to these locations. We have a predefined rule documentation field called Business Unit that we will use for this demo. We're going to update security rules for the devices in the Chicago device group, which can be accessed from the Enterprise, Network, Chicago. For this location, we have two devices, ASAV and CSM. Next, we will view the security rules for this location by accessing the Policy Security Rules. FireMon then presents the security rules page that shows you all the security rules for devices in the Chicago device group. This list becomes the list of rules that will be changed. You can further refine this list as needed before applying the updates by using the Add Filter Bricks or Advanced SIQL query options. But for this demo, we are going to set all the devices with the business unit location of Chicago. Here you can see we have 1,110 results from the devices in the Chicago device group. Next, we're going to make sure that these rules do not already contain an entry for Chicago in the business unit. Click on Add Filter, select the business unit rule documentation, Click on equals for the test and the name Chicago. Click on apply. As you can see, we have 0 results. Now we need to reset the filter. We've generated the list of devices that we wish to update. At this point, we can select Action, Update Rule Doc, click on Business Unit, Replace With, and place in Chicago. Click on Next. A confirmation panel is shown. Business unit name, replace all with Chicago is our action. We have 1,110 selected rules. Now we're going to click on Submit. This process can take up to 15 minutes to complete, so we're going to take a short break to allow this system to run these updates, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, we have waited about 15 minutes and will now verify that our change was made. Click on Add Filter. Click on Business Unit. Click on Equal. Set the name to Chicago. And apply. And again, we have the results of 1,110 security rules. One method to verify that changes were only made to the Chicago device group is to review all devices under Enterprise. View their policies. And now we see the results are 1,261. I hope you found this video useful, and for more information on this topic and others, please refer to the Administration and Security Manager user guides located at usercenter.firemon.com.